interlink the fingers. Starts with a wood chop. So you're just standing, you lift your arms up and then you forcefully fast chop them down. And you go in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. So think about sending fresh oxygen quickly into the body and then quickly out. You want to do this exercise quite quick with the arms as well. It's the idea of just creating a bit of energy, changing the energy, shifting. Quite good for a bank holiday if you've been having a relaxing afternoon and you just need to start getting yourself ready for Pilates. Eye gaze ahead. Stay long in the spine. Keep that engagement with the core. 5 more. And release. Now make fists. You're going to punch them out, then turn, and then bring it back in. So punch out, twist so that the wrists face up to the ceiling, and then pull it back in. Same thing. Breathe out through the nose, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose, breathe in through the nose. And then you can do that as fast as you can with your breathing. Keep your elbows tucked in, your shoulders down away from the ears. So you feel quite a lot of tension here in the arms. Any frustration, we can take it out here. Keep that nice long tall spine, eye gaze forwards. Keep engaging a little bit there with the core, pelvic floor engaged. Keep those elbows tucked in. Five more. Whew. My arms are quite tired after that. Then we're just going to clear the space. So arms go over, perhaps touch the palms at the top, and then release, push the palms down, and just do that 4 more times. And this can be nice and slow. So breathing out, come down. Breathing in, get nice and tall. Breathing out, come down. 2 more, you might want to close your eyes. Just creating this nice, calm, centered, focused space. Ready to connect mind and body. Okay. Shoulders then. So just lift the shoulders up to the ears. Nice, slow squeeze. Keep the pelvis tucked under. Keep that little bit of engagement with the core. 3 more. So then a side bend, but we're going to walk along the mat, do a balance beam exercise. It does test your balance. So 1 foot in front of the other. So you're like in an imaginary balance beam. Then just reach the arm up and take your side bend. So the foot that goes forwards is the side that you're going to stretch. And then again, you go to the other foot, goes in front. So you're like walking on the beam. And then that arm's going to reach up. And the other hand, you might want to support yourself, could slide down the other leg. So you're going you're kind of feeling a little bit tactile, down into the fingers. Eye gaze forwards, and you can really take your time on this because it's actually quite tricky to work with the balance. Extend all the fingertips, really reaching up towards the ceiling, really reaching down the leg with the other hand. Keeping all toes engaging with the mat. That little bit of pelvic floor. I'm glad it's not a real balance beam because I wobble all over the place. Go back the other way. This time you go 1 side bend and then cross the legs and come down. We did this last week. Come down, just see if you can bend these slightly and slide hands down the legs. So it's like a forward fold. Then again, you've got your side bend. And you're just taking your time to go through, and then you can soften the knees and then just come down, forward folds. So just a little combination. working with the balance beam. And again, just taking your time, you're breathing out for your side bends. So if you can breathe out as you come down on your forward fold. And obviously crossing legs is a little bit of an IT band stretch in there as well. Really see if you can feel side body getting a good stretch as you reach up. It does really kind of wake up the ankles, wakes up all the feet as well, because we're working with this balance. Maybe you're getting a little bit of hamstring stretch as you do your reach down. Just last one then. Then, if you've got your weights, you can put weights in at this point. We're going to go to our squats. So feet hip width apart, hips back into space. Bring the weights forward, and then see if you can circle around up towards the ceiling, and then again, down into your squat, and circle. Now be aware of what happens with your pelvis, your lower back as you circle. Take the weights up, engage the core, keep the pelvis tucked under. Sometimes it's so tempting when we lift weights over the head to arch in the lower back, lose the core. Checking on the knees that they're not pronating in. If you look down, you should still be able to see your big toes. Eye gaze forwards. Three more. Then we go to our scapular set. So take the shoulders down and back. And take a moment just to let the weights, if you've got the weights, just to let the weights bring the shoulders down. So literally just standing there. Get a bit of a lift on the rib cage. Engage with the core, tuck the pelvis under. And just let the weight kind of reset your shoulders, because they might have been a little bit kind of raised, I don't know. So just let them kind of sink a little bit. Then tuck the elbows in and then go for a scapular set. Keeping an eye on what's happening with these shoulders, keeping them down and back. Keeping the pelvis tucked under. Keep engaging that with that pelvic floor. Think about the chin here as well, so try not to let the chin dip forward, so keep the length there at the back of the neck. And these wrists nice and strong, so we're not in this position on the wrist, so just a little bit of a tuck in when you're holding the weights. Obviously you can do this without the weights as well. Then you just maybe have your palms facing up. You could test yourself and just try one and then the other. See how that feels. Sometimes that can be a bit of a more difficult. Do you notice as well, when you just do one, does your whole body wiggle? Does your lower back kind of wiggle a bit? See if you can control that using the core. Pressing down with the feet. Try and stay nice and strong in the body. And we just do one side. Okay, then allow again the shoulders just to sink down with the weights, and then just a really slow, gentle twist. And you can soften the knees a little bit there. Quite nice after being warm, isn't it? Just to, I find I've been moving a lot better in the heat, and my joints and especially my hips been feeling a little bit better out in this because it's been a bit warmer. Then the wide squat with the circle. So take the feet really wide. You can allow your feet to turn out slightly. Bend the knees. As low as it feels comfortable, but try not to lose the shoulders. So bring the shoulders down and back. Then take your big circle. Take a big sunshine today. All the way around, but try and keep your head still. So that's quite tricky. The head often wants to move as you spiral. Try and keep the eye gaze forwards. 4 one way, and then 4 back round the other way. Don't forget to breathe here, so if you can breathe out as you lift up and over. Again, just keeping the head still. Last one. Then, just putting the weights to the side for a second. Balance, we do the closed eyes balance, so perhaps palms together, shoulders down and back. Just lifting up one foot, so if you can close your eyes, count to 5. So if you can find center, pelvic floor. Just softening the muscles in the base. Then release, and it's 10 heel lifts. So just gently rolling towards the ball of the foot. See if you can engage all the toes there as well. So little toes engaging, big toes pressing in. We are squeezing the glute, we're drawing in pelvic floor, shoulders are relaxed. Maybe you've got this feeling kind of just at the below at the rib cage, getting this lift as you heel lift. And then maybe you can think about the crown of the head just ever so slightly rising towards the ceiling. Hopefully you feel the calf muscle working here in as well. Then let's go to the other side, so palms together. And you can press them together a little bit there, a little bit of pressure. Closing eyes, engaging with the core. Soften the jaw. Count to 5. Then your heel lifts. Again, try and get these connections, the pressing down with the feet, making sure that's going over the ball of the foot towards the toes, the glutes getting a bit of a squeeze, the pelvic floor's there. There's some hollowing on the transverse abdominis, either side of the tummy. That lift on the rib cage as you go into your lift, crown of the head rising. Okay, we're going to go a single leg exercise before we go down to the mat. I'm going to do the deadlift today, the single leg deadlift. So you've got your steps, you've got your chair, you've got your lunges. You choose what you like to do every week, or if you want to try something different. I think on the quicker ones, there's a stone on the floor. On the quicker ones, maybe 2 times 10 on each leg. On the slower ones, like the chair, for instance, takes quite a bit longer. Do 10 on each leg. So I'm doing single leg deadlift, and I'm going to put my weights into this one as well. You could also put your weights into lunge. Thinking about what's happening with the foot. So engaging with big toe, try not to let the arch drop. You're thinking about what's happening with the knee. Try not to let the knee pronate in. That little bit of work with the core. Obviously, to challenge yourself, you can alternate one foot and then the other foot. That can be a little bit more challenging for balance. Find something to focus the eye gaze on. So I'm definitely more wobbly on one side. I don't know if anyone else is finding that. So into second sets possibly now, if you were doing more doing the 2 sets of 10. Don't forget to breathe into these exercises. Are we back in? Great.